How you doing? Yeah.
I could just sit here. I already apologized backstage, but I'm going to say it again. I apologize in advance if I get emotional because, I mean, come on.
It's cool. We can cry. We can get weird.
We're gonna keep it light as much as possible, I promise. I'm going to start with a light one. A couple years ago, you did a video that went viral and affected millions in a positive way, right? And you've spoken about how it made you realize the impact that you had on an entire generation of kids. But you also had an impact on the parents of those kids, myself included. My kids grew up on Blue's Clues, so. And I do want to thank you for making me at least feel like I was a little bit of a better parent because of you. Have you heard from parents? I know you've heard from kids. Have you heard from parents of those kids and how you impacted them and their parenting and all of that?
Yeah, all the time, you know. Parents, the thing they mostly tell me is that I gave them 24 minutes to get something done around the house. You know, to which I say they owe me babysitting money, and I show them my Venmo. But, you know, I think the best of children's television is all multi-generational. It's there can be kids' TV that appeals to the child in every adult, you know, and is not only palatable but rewarding for adults as well. And at least I think that's all the good stuff. That's Mr. Rogers. That's certainly Sesame Street. That's Charlie Brown. You know, all the stuff that really lasts finds an appeal that is somehow universal and is tolerable, therefore, to parents. There's a lot of kids' TV that forgets the parents. A lot of really good kids' TV, actually, that kind of forgets the parents, but it doesn't really stick around as long, you know, because it doesn't have the multi-generational appeal. Sesame Street's a good example of that, right? Like, the best characters in Sesame Street were super human, even though they were Muppets. You know, like Bert is more human than Maria on Sesame Street in many ways, you know. And as a little kid, I thought Bert was hilarious because he was frustrated all the time and he had pigeons and he was weird. But as an adult, I'm like, that's like a real person. Like, I can imagine Bert at work. And it's like hard for him, you know? So that kind of cross-generational appeal is part of what I think makes a good kids' TV show.
Agreed, 100%. Yes. You recently announced that you're going to be launching a podcast. Tell us a little bit about that, please.
The podcast actually came out of a thing that I do on TikTok where I just listen. I don't say anything. I'm like, hey, what's up, baby girl? And I just sit there and listen. And some of those have like 15 million views or whatever, you know. So I realized that listening is a missing thing on our phone, right? On our screens. And the podcast is really about humanizing that interaction in some way. At least that's what I think it's about. And it's kind of like a normal podcast and kind of Mr. Rogers in a way, because I do open the door and I'm like, hi, come on in, it's so good to see you. Do you ever think about dying? Because I do all the time. Why? You know? So it kind of scales up what we did on Blue's Clues, right? Because Blue's Clues was really about you and I having a conversation that led to leading an examined life. It was about this deep investigation of our world as pals together. looking for little bits of information that lead to greater understanding, right? That's what the show was about. I mean, it was shapes and colors and letters and numbers and graham crackers and stuff. But I don't see any reason why we can't keep doing that and make it student loans and the fact that our parents are old and sick and, sex, death, and taxes, I don't see any reason why we can't relate to each other respectfully like we did then, but now as adults. And that's the whole concept of the podcast. Oh, and the elevator pitch is, that there are like a million zillion podcasts that you can listen to, but ours is one that listens back, right? So you're kind of the star of the podcast. Got her! What was that, like
4 minutes.
6 minutes? Yeah.
All right, we're going to throw it to the audience so I can compose myself. Tell us your name. What's your question?
What did I even say?
It's your voice, man. It's soothing. It's comforting. It brings me back to a simpler time. Just you.
Oh, man. She's a mess.
What's your name and your question?
Yeah, please tell us your name.
My name's Amanda. My question is, what episode of Blue's Clues when you were filming stuck with you the most?
Amanda, first of all, your drip is fire.
Thank you.
Truly. What's weird, though, Amanda? All episodes of Blue's Clues are exactly the same in my mind because you got to keep in mind that I did that show on a blue screen. And it was like a blue void. And there was a camera in the room, and I couldn't see anything else except a void and a camera. So that's what they all looked like to me, right? It wasn't until I would see them, sometimes 6 months later, with the animation, that I was like, oh my God, that's what we were doing? So that show felt very different for me than it did for you. Like for me, it felt very personal and very small. Like just like a little conversation between us in a void, right? So they all feel the same to me, but when I look back at them, I really like the one where I'm a superhero named Stripe Man. I like when I was in outer space, singing with the sun. I like that one. I would say those.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you, Amanda. All right, tell us your name. What's your question?
I'm Tyler. I just want to say thank you for making all of our childhood. And my question is that when you left Blue's Clues at first, how did the whole cast and you felt when you did and when you came back afterwards?
Oh. What do you mean by cast? I was the only dude on the show, man.
Like Joe, how did Joe feel when...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And the newer one, too, when he met you.
Joe, whose real name is Donovan, and I were immediately trouble. And we are now the best of friends and have been forever. Like he and his family took care of me when I had COVID. I love that guy. He is, of the three of us, he's by far the coolest and smartest and funniest and nicest. That's true. But Josh, Dono, and I legit hang out all the time. Like, we're actually really good friends. They are among my closest friends. And when Dono came on the show, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm done. You take care of the dog. Right? And then I went off and tried to be an indie rock star or whatever I was trying to do back then. And but when Josh came in, I was like, what are you guys doing? Can I help? Can I help? And I helped find Josh. I trained Josh. It was very Luke and Yoda because I was shorter and balder and green and much older, like on his back as he's swinging on a vine. Like, find the clue, you must. And for the Josh stuff, I write, direct, produce some of that stuff, so I'm much more involved in that from the back. So the cast, we love each other. Like I wish they were here. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next question. Tell us your name.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
I'm here with my
you look
little
awesome.
sister. Thank you. I'm here with my little sister right now. She's right here. My question is, what do you think the most impactful lesson was that you got to teach on the show?
That's a great question, Mackenzie. I know what I want it to be. I'm going to make her cry so hard right now.
I'm ready.
So I was not a child development specialist or a teacher. I was just an actor who fell into a weird job. But I became an accidental student of Blue's Clues. I became a student of Steve, really. There was a lot of lessons from Blue's Clues that are really applicable. But the one that was most important to me was the example of sitting in a chair when the information is more than you can process and looking at someone and asking for help.
Steve, how do you do it?
Yeah. So that was no joke a big deal in my life, right? It's something I did 100 times on the show with you, but it was difficult for me to do in my real life. And once I did, there were real profound changes for me. And so that's my favorite lesson from Blue's Clues, is that there is no shame in asking for help. And sometimes we need our homie to figure out what the clues mean, you know? So I'd say that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mackenzie.
Okay.
All right, tell us your name. What's your question?
My name's Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hello. Okay. My question is, if you had to write a letter to Steve from 1996, what would it say?
What a great question. 96. Now I'm remembering Steve in 1996. You mean once the show aired or before the show aired?
Sure.
Well, which one?
When it aired. I don't know.
Okay. I would say relax, dude. I've talked about this in the past, but I was not aware what was going on with me, but the whole time I was on that show, I was dealing with undiagnosed severe clinical depression. Yeah, it's true. And I didn't understand that. You know, I was a kid. I was like 20s, early 20s. Like I didn't really know what was going on with me, but I knew that my job was hard because my job was to be endlessly happy at all times. And some days that was really quite hard. But depression isn't all sadness, right? Like for me, a lot of it came out in what we now call imposter syndrome. Right? I felt so unqualified to be on that show. I was convinced that they had the wrong guy and that I shouldn't be there and that it was supposed to be a teacher or something and that I was leading someone else's life. And so because of that, there's a lot of anxiety and like almost panic at all times about being Steve. And I would tell that dude, relax, man. You have literally the coolest job. You have no idea how cool this job is. Just embrace it. Like jump in, you know. That's what I would tell that guy. And also see if you can convince them to give you better pants.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Thank
Love
you.
What's your name?
Lena,
Hi.
I've seen in the episodes where they introduce paprika. How did Mr. Salt and Miss Pepper create paprika?
Okay. Tell me your name again.
Lena.
That's a good question. This is useful, right? Don't think of them as spices. Think of them as containers. Just as everything that makes you you is what's unique inside of you. That's how it works with the condiment family. All right, so think of them more as shakers than spices, because mom plus dad might equal something completely different, you know? And it's what's inside the shaker that makes them who they are and makes them special.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lena. Tell us your name. What's your question?
My name is Chrissy.
Hi.
And I wanted to know what Steve went to college for.
I forget what what they said, but in my mind, Steve like studied forensic science
Oh, yeah.
and criminal justice, and now he's the world's shittiest detective. Like out there in the world, like trying to solve crimes, but he's like still needs your help. Like, so if the blood spatter is at 47 degrees, but the bullet hole is on the east wall, who shot this guy?
And then one other thing, can you do the skidoo for us?
Oh, please, I know.
No? Oh.
I no, you know why? Because I'm just getting over COVID, and I'm on so much Dayquil right now. I don't know what'll happen.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
All right, tell us your name and your question.
Hi, my name is Vivian.
Vivian?
Yes, this is my daughter, Migdalia.
Hi.
We wanted to ask you a question. How was it like playing in Young Sheldon?
Oh, Young Sheldon. So I did an album when I left Blue's Clues, and nobody bought it, but critics liked it. And I got a phone call from Steve Milaro, an email from Steve Milaro. He was a showrunner on Big Bang Theory, wrote most of that show, and created Young Sheldon. And he sent me an email, and he's like, bro, I want to use your song as the theme song to the spin-off of the Big Bang Theory. And I didn't respond to the email because I was like, that's not a thing. And then he called me. He's like, idiot, can you come to LA and record this song? So I did, and he and his family are just wonderful, and we all kind of became friends. And he was like, if I write you a little part, will you come to LA and hang out? You know, so like that's the way that happened. So it was really just an excuse to hang out with Steve. And yeah, and that's great. That cast is wonderful. They really are like a family. And they really are just lovely, lovely people. And a lot of fun is the answer to that, hanging out on Young Sheldon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. All right, next question. Tell us your name. What's your question?
Hello, my name is Victoria, and my question.
It's so cute. Hello.
I'm 5'1", as you can tell. And anyway, so my question is: so you've met many fans throughout your career. What's your most favorite and/or memorable fan interaction you have so far?
Get ready. This is a true story. I don't know that I'll get through this one. I'm already going to cry. I was in Pittsburgh, and this dude came through my lawn, and he's like, hey, man. He's like 30-something. He's like, hey, man, you remember me? I'm like, dude, I meet so many people. I'm sorry. I don't. And he handed me a picture, and he was the third Make-A-Wish I ever did.
Oh.
And he was sick. And he was like, I made it. I was like, and not that that's even a story about me personally in any way. It's just that, like, holy crap. Like, it's like a miracle, A, and B, that we got to reconnect in some way after all those years. It just seemed like, oh, this is a little moment that, like, shot out of the sun from heaven on a beam for us to be in right now. Like that's my favorite. That's my favorite one.
Thank you for your question. I'm good for now.
Hello.
Hey, I like your haircut.
Oh, thank you. The match. My name is Logan. It's an honor and a pleasure. I just wanted to ask if you were to recommend a movie to someone who loves movies and might have seen many, many movies, what would you recommend?
Films like one that everyone kind of sleeps on from the 70s. I love like the 70s filmmaking. I love that era. But one that everyone sleeps on is Rocky. That is such a good, it's my favorite movie, but that is such a good film because the other ones are kind of ridiculous. But that first one is excellent, heartbreaking, and, kind of sappy, kind of overly sentimental, but like beautiful film and only vaguely about boxing, I love that movie from that era. I also like Cool Hand Luke is a go-to for me. That's a really beautiful film. Yeah, those are the two. That's probably 1 and 2. I like Paul Thomas Anderson's films a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan. Yeah, that's
Okay, excellent answer.
How about you?
Interstellar would probably be one of the top ones.
Interstellar. Without that soundtrack, I don't know if that's a good movie.
That's true.
I'm serious. I mean, obviously McConaughey's so good in that one scene, and there's like a couple of great moments, and the water planet with Tars is like so good. But the plot of that movie is pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's like, this makes no sense. Like, literally, I'm trying not to pay attention to the science, and this makes no sense. But the soundtrack to that film is my favorite part of that film.
Yeah, I would say that too. Or Jurassic Park is another great one.
Yeah, good ones.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, tell us your name.
Hi, I'm EJ.
Hi, EJ.
I was wondering, one of the main things that I learned was small bits of sign from Blue's Clues. I still use thank you. Scoot up, sorry. Did you ever learn any more afterwards?
I don't sign. The deal with that was Angela Santamero, who created Blue's Clues, she's a genius. She would always say, like, look, if we have a thesis for the show, like imagination or something, if that's the word I'm going to keep trying to teach, it should have a repeatable physical gesture, right? That's one way that preschoolers learn. And so I'd be like, imagination or something. And then we realized, what's American Sign Language for that? I bet it looks like that, right? And so it's like, oh, there are a million places where we can underscore and emphasize and highlight our curriculum physically and also be communicating in another language. And so I just ran with that. I just hired a consultant, and we would just mark up the script.
That's awesome.
And we immediately were like, oh, thank you, help. We were like, oh, this is great. This is great, But I don't sign.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish I did. It's a beautiful language.
It really is.
And I'm Italian, so I'm like always like.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Melissa.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi again. So you had mentioned earlier, you were saying how like the message that you want people to take away from Blue's Clues would be, to ask people for help and stuff. And very briefly, but I mentioned earlier that like I had a very traumatic year last year, and I had to like hold on to that lesson very firmly to get myself through it. And then I went into this year being like, I need to meet Steve Burns, I need to meet Veronica Taylor. These people pretty much kind of like laid the foundation for me to become as strong as I was to get over the obstacles that happened last year, asking for help, being inquisitive, maintaining like creativity and such. And I guess this comes down to my question being, who or what has inspired you to, have your own outlook in life? Like I look at, when you post on social media and stuff, like, I know it's just social media, but your own views of the world, like what was your foundation that created you? Sorry, big one.
My first hero in life was Rocky. Okay. But not that he's like a guy who beats people up. but that he was a guy who thought very little of himself, right? But discovered something. He unleashed a Balrog within himself. Like, he discovered something indomitable inside of him that just would not be defeated, right? Just wouldn't. And this idea that this bum, you could just knock him down, but you couldn't beat him. You couldn't because of his heart, right?
Making me cry.
Yeah, no, but that's why that movie is so good. You know, he loses the fight. Well, spoiler. But he wins the movie. It's so good. That was my first hero, and that's part of what Cool Hand Luke is about too. I'm now realizing, but also my dad. You know, my dad was a very quiet guy, kind of hard to know. You know, he had a very deep voice, and he almost never spoke. But when he spoke, it was a big deal. And he just kind of walked the walk. You know, he was always out there, like, doing stuff for other people. He lived a life of service, you know, and never spoke about it, ever. Right? It was never about, look what I'm doing. It was about, you know, these are the things we should do. And the older I get, the more, at least from a kid's TV point of view, it's Fred Rogers. You know, I take every opportunity I can to tell people that I am nothing like Fred Rogers, because I am nothing like Fred Rogers, right? That dude was a singular bodhisattva saint on earth who should be on our money, right? I'm just a regular, screwed up, deeply flawed person like everyone else, right? But I think even he would be into that, like, the idea that we're all messed up, but we all are immeasurably wonderful at exactly the same time, you know. Yeah, those are the people that I dig. And I've got authors and thinkers and philosophers. I like a guy named Thomas Merton a lot. I read a lot of him, but yeah.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah,
And thank you for being the flawed human individual that you are, so that we all flawed human individuals know that we can do it too.
Yeah, right on. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's right.
All right, tell us your name.
I'm Sydney. I grew up with Blue's Clues, and then after I watched your season of Blue's Clues, I went on to watch Blue's Room, and I was like, as a kid, I was like asking, "Hey, Mom, where's Steve?"
I'm telling Joe.
And then I watched the entirety of Blue's Room,
Yeah.
looking for you.
Yeah, nope.
And I couldn't find you, and I
No
got
Steve.
really sad. And I just wanted to know your opinion on Blue's Room.
I haven't seen much of Blue's Room. That was a very different aspect of Blue's Clues. Like, that was a different production company, different people, because it was puppets, right? A lot of really good puppeteers on that show. A lot of Sesame, Henson kind of people on that show. I know. All I know from behind the scenes is that puppets are expensive and hard to shoot. I know that was not an easy show to shoot. Not that being on a blue screen was easy, but I didn't see much of Blue's Room. I saw a little bit of it. I was like, Blue is speaking English. I'm out. These are not my clues, right? And I'll be honest, it looked a little bit to me like this is a way for them to sell more consumer products. Like, they're literally making the stuffies come to life. Like, I see what you're doing. I'm out, you know? So that's the real.
Thank you. All right, next question.
Although, I'm not saying I'm not being self-righteous. If I had gotten a piece of the consumer products, I would have been like, let's do some Blue's Room.
That's probably
That looks like a great idea.
All right, here we go.
What's your name?
My name's Julian. How you
Hey,
doing?
by the way, I saw your approach as you walked up to the chairs. It was smooth.
Thank
Did anyone else see it? It was good. Yeah.
I was just like,
There it was. That was it.
but yeah, so my question, because I noticed when I was going back through the show, there's been quite a couple like guest stars and stuff. Like, apparently Ray Charles was the voice of G Clef in
No.
musicals.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
That was insane. We couldn't believe we landed Ray Charles. We were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my favorite guest star for sure.
Oh, well, dang, you just answered the question. I was going to ask, who was your favorite guest star? And
Ray
there you
Charles.
go. Yeah, all right.
Ray Charles. This is Ray Charles, right? Like, so we were in L.A. and we are just gonna get his voiceover parts and get him to sing a song, right? And he shows up at 11 o'clock in the morning, and he's got the whole script printed out in Braille. He's got my lines memorized. He's got his lines memorized. He's in the middle of like a 2-month chess game with his assistant. He had like a little chessboard that's like pegs, and his assistant's like, "We don't let Ray win, but no one can beat him." Right? And he showed up and he's singing the song, "Music makes me move," and he's doing the whole thing, and we're like, "Oh, what?" And he just stops and he's like, wait. Who's the piano man? Who's the guy playing the piano? And the guy who wrote that song was Mr. Salt, right? And he's in the back, and he's like this little guy. He's like, "That's me, Mr. Charles." And he's like, "What did you do after the C7 chord? Did you go to E minor or what?" He's like, "Yes, I did." And he's like, "Do you mind if I play that? That looks fun. Can I play it?" So we mic'd up a piano for Ray Charles.
Okay.
And we're like, holy shit. And he sits down at the piano, and he played so hard that all the levels went like, and we had to move the mics way back. He's like, "You got to understand, man, like when I came up, I had to be louder than the drums because there were no amplifiers then." And it was pure magic. I still have goosebumps thinking of working with Ray Charles, man. That was crazy.
All right.
And Rue McClanahan was cool, too. And Marley Matlin. We had some good ones, but Ray Charles was the best.
Yeah, y'all had Tyrese on there, too.
Yeah, Tyrese. I didn't really work with him, but yeah, Tyrese.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, tell us your name. What's your question?
My name is Jose.
Hi, Jose.
Yeah, I know you was in the commercial of the Dunkin' Donuts.
A Dunkin' Donuts commercial. Did I do a Dunkin' Donuts commercial?
Yes, 1998.
Oh, dude.
And do you remember the line for it?
Nope.
No. Okay, if you check on the YouTube.
I'm not gonna.
Okay, bad memories for that. Yeah. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you, Jose.
I forgot about that.
You don't remember it at all? No.
Hi.
Hi, tell us your name, please.
My name is Zach, and I'm sorry if I stumble over my words a bit. I'm bad at talking. Anyway, oh, sorry for the feedback. Thank you, Steve, for being a part of our childhoods and making them richer.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I do have a question for you. What life lesson have you learned that has stuck with you the most?
Well, specifically from Blue's Clues, there's the asking for help thing, right? But there's also, it was my job. Like, it was the actual gig to stand in front of that camera on the blue screen and cultivate an authentic sense of wonder. Like, I wonder where this is. I wonder where this is. And digging for that every day is a good practice.
Huh.
That is an excellent life practice. Yes.
Not bad.
What's that?
It's not a bad lesson to take away. Find wonder in the little things.
I agree. Yeah. I always say bring your wonder to work.
Cool.
You know? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hi, tell us your name.
I am Lance.
Oh, hello.
I have so, what is your favorite character besides yourself?
Mr. Salt. I love Mr. Salt, and also Side Table Drawer. Because she was so shy, but her whole point in life was to open up.
Damn it, Steve!
And let's be honest, most of those characters were kind of the same character. Like, I'm a shovel. I am a pail. I am a soap. Like, they were kind of the same. But Side Table Drawer, like, had some stuff going on. Like, she had, like, an inner struggle. Like, I liked that. I thought it was cute. Hi.
Hi, I'm Dee Dee. I don't.
Dee Dee.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
I don't think my mom will believe that I'm meeting.
It's happening.
Yeah. So you mentioned you were a rock star after leaving.
No, I didn't. Nowhere did I say those words.
My bad. My bad. Trying to be. Have you ever been in a mosh pit, and have you enjoyed it?
I was, yeah. Like I really loved the band Fugazi when I was in like junior high, and I was in a mosh pit a couple times, and no, I did not like it.
No.
I don't like crowds in general, and I don't like it when people are like pushing together, like in a crowded elevator. I kind of wig out, and I think everyone else in the mosh pit was like, "This is awesome," but I was like, "Shit, oh god." You know. So it was an anxious event. Do you mosh?
My first one was yesterday.
How did you do?
It was actually kind of fun. Yeah.
Can you do it? Can you do it?
I need a few people, but.
If we could get a mosh pit going at a Steve from Blue's Clues panel, I really feel like that would be pretty awesome. So if you can get that going, Dee Dee, in the next 8 minutes and 20 seconds, you would be a real hero. I'm just saying. All right, bye.
Thank you, Dee Dee. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name's Brianna.
Hi, Brianna.
A little turn from that question, but I was wondering, you were pretty young when you started Blues and everything, and I was wondering if you were in school or if you had a plan, if you were like aspiring actor, or if this was like totally out of left field for you and what you had expected for your life.
All of those things. I mean, when I was in college, when I was a freshman in college, I won a National Acting Award for Best Scene Partner at the Kennedy Center in D.C. So I was like, oh, I'm going to be a very serious actor. And that's what I was good at. That's what everyone told me I was good at, was being like the short guy, dangerous actor from the 70s, Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino, like that. That was what I was patterning off of, and that's what I felt that I was good at, just because that's what people were saying I could do. And this is a true story, but when I got to New York, Blue's Clues was one of the very first auditions I had. And I thought it was to be the voice of a cartoon. And when I got into the room, there was a camera, and I was like, oh, no. Like, this is to be a dude on a kid show. And if I'm being completely honest, if I had known that, I probably wouldn't have gone. But not that I was like, poo-pooing kids TV or anything. I just had no interest. I wouldn't have assumed I'd be any good at that. You know, I had long hair, I had earrings, I had a pack of cigarettes in my back pocket. It's true. When I auditioned for that show, and I was like, there is no way, there is no way I'm getting this part, right? And I think that had a lot to do with why I always felt miscast. You know, the script in the audition, when I read it, it was sort of like a game show, like almost like The Price is Right or something, right? Which one is the triangle? And for some reason, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna act this really hard. So I got like super close to the camera, and I was like, which one is it? Like I got like really intense about it, you know. And I don't think that's what they had in mind, you know? So I remember looking at Angela, the creator of the show, and she was like... But then they called me, and they were like, that was really strange. And we really liked it. Can you do it again? You know, so, yeah. So it was very much of a left turn for me. My friends still can't believe that I ended up on kids' TV. They're like, that's the craziest thing. So, but I think that's why it worked.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We have time for just a couple more questions. Tell us your name.
Hey, shoobity-yay.
Beep up, man.
Hey. Hi, Steve. My name is Jordan. This is my sister, Alexis, and we just wanted to say that you were my childhood hero. Like, you really inspired me a lot.
Thank you.
Of course. What was it like to work with one of the Golden Girls in the treasure hunt episode?
She was such a badass. She was, first of all, she at that point, Rue McClanahan was already a legend of screen theater. Like, she was a legend. and she showed up, and we were just very lucky to have someone like her on our show. And she took good care of me because she knew I was terrified to work with her, and she was sweet and like foul-mouthed and funny, and like she's like, I really wanted her to be my grandma, like for real. And she was like, I don't know, just another level up. You know, she just was so professional and lovely. Like you would love to hang out with her. She's just great in every way.
Can I ask one more question?
No, I'm so sorry. We're running out of time.
All right,
We still have a couple people. Thank you. Thank you for your question. All right, next up, tell us your name. What's your question?
Hi, I'm Dana. I don't actually have a question. I was an adult when Blue's Clues came out, but I was the mother of 2 toddlers. And so they loved your show, and so I loved you for that.
Oh, thank you.
I was a young, exhausted mother of twins, and my children watched the show, and they called pajamas magentas for years, and I never corrected them because that was very cute. And so as a mom, I just wanted to say thank you for being entertaining enough to give this young mother 20-minute breaks every day.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. And
Thank you.
I'll get you my Venmo later.
Thank you so much. Next question.
What was the funniest outtake or blooper that you had on set?
Nope.
Okay.
I will tell you this, though. There was an associate producer whose job it was to destroy my outtakes every day. Because I have a sailor mouth real bad. I always have my whole life. I got that from my mom. And I would just be like, where at the... because like I was the only actor in every take of every shot every day, and there was a lot of pressure, and if you screwed one up, everyone would have to do it again, and like it was bad. It was bad.
You're just, damn it, Blue, where is it? Tell me.
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. So, Steve, we are winding this down before...
Cold in here.
Is it? Uh-oh. Do you have a message that you'd like to tell the audience before we head out?
Yeah, guys, like this is cool. It feels rare and special, and I can't really think of another example of, we started this doing the kind of parasocial thing even before social media, before any of these things. We talked to each other through a screen in ways that felt meaningful. And the fact that we reconnected because of a viral video that did the same thing 25 years later, and we're just continuing this conversation in this way, just feels really special, at least to me, And I always say that, like, even though I know intellectually that this is a room full of strangers, it feels to me like talking to an old friend. And thank you guys for being here.
Of course. We got to stand up for Steve Burns, please. Thank you so much,
Thank you, guys.
Steve. Thank you all for coming.
Everybody,
Have a great
please
rest of the day.
give a
Thank
huge
you.
round of applause for Steve Burns!